real people. In your acknowledgments, you mentioned a detective from the New York Police Department who helped you, and I am curious how you got the New York Police Department to talk to you.
Well, the short answer is I didn't. I called numerous times and sent emails and nobody replied, nobody responded.
And that's what I would expect.
Exactly. So eventually I found, through a friend of a friend, I found somebody who knew a police detective, and he was very generous with his time. He met with me numerous times, walked me through the different procedures, explained to me what would happen in my crazy scenarios that I was coming up with. So that was incredibly helpful. And I went to the police station where he worked, so I was quite surprised that nothing looked like it looks on TV shows, especially here in New York with these old buildings. I mean, it was nothing like CSI. So I'm very grateful for his time and generosity.
But you could not just walk into the New York police precincts and have them talk to you. So that's also
right. I didn't try it. Maybe that's
but the calls,
a good
the
idea.
emails,
But yeah.
I mean, I always wonder about that because I always feel like to just ask someone cold. I had to visit horses. That was for my book, and I agonized over this for months and months because I was like, what am I going to do? Go up and pretend I want to ride horses? And as it turned out, I had a friend who owned horses, and I was like, oh, thank God, because it really just been too hard for me. I mean, maybe, if you have more chutzpah, but
Exactly. I certainly didn't. So I'm glad I found a friend who knew somebody who knew a detective, and I was able to arrange.
But you still had to have that personal connection.
Absolutely.
You couldn't get it all from Google Earth, right?
Yeah.
You get a lot.
No.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I just want to say, when you said your first book, that sounds fascinating to me. I wouldn't totally give up on that one. I just want to throw it out there about Tom. And now you've done this, it sounds like an amazing topic. And if you could do this. So our last question on the book, and then we'll go on to questions of craft, have to do with, at least I felt there was a sense in the novel of seeing the world, whether the setting, which was very vivid, or the human relationships, not necessarily as an outsider, but with an awareness of a certain precariousness to human relationships and our place in the world. And even though there's a lot of tension in terms of what happens here, Lana's situation is extremely precarious. I mean, I don't want to say anything about what her job situation because but like I was sort of tense throughout a lot of this just because of what's going to happen to Lana. And I wondered whether you have any thoughts on this and how your Bulgarian background might have affected your writing of the book, not being, not being. Well, so you were born in Bulgaria. When did you come
So
here?
yes, I was born in Bulgaria. I grew up during communism. I came to the States in the 90s at the age of 22 and barely speaking any English.
Wow.
So I almost gave up on my dream of becoming a writer. But I love writing, so while I studied different things and worked a series of odd jobs, I kept taking writing classes and writing workshops for the past more than 2 decades. I've been going to writing classes, and so so that's my background. But it definitely helped for me to have a bit of an outsider's perspective, and I also enjoyed bringing in some of my Bulgarian background. I loved writing, especially there is a scene where Katya's mother, who is Bulgarian and comes from Bulgaria, she doesn't speak any English, and the scenes between Lana and her, I loved writing, even just small things like the smell of Bulgarian spices or like Turkish coffee. That was very dear to me. And
well, that comes through in the book. Those scenes are very poignant, and they add, sort of depth. These sort of plumb lines down, emotional connections in some ways, and how interesting that, and since you raised that particular relationship, how interesting that this, Katya's mother and Lana have this intense connection. They just met.
Exactly. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
whereas, you know, compare that to some of, say, Lana's work relationships. You know, questions of permanence and impermanence, and certainly, without giving away too much, Katya's range of relationships. You know, what relationships are real and significant, and what makes them so.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And having a shared background in the book helps a lot, and especially for Katya, who is a foreign student here, to meet somebody who's in Lana, she sees in her a woman who has Bulgarian origins. Her mother was Bulgarian, and so that means a lot to her.
Yeah, and by the same token, what can make a person displaced in different ways, not sort of in an obvious way. We hear a lot about that, but you know, in New York is filled with people from somewhere else. Everyone comes from, well, most people come from somewhere else, and you know, how do you make those connections, and where do those connections fall short? You know, and how transient can it be? The fact that, you know, Tyler could sort of leave in, you know, that moment, and et cetera, which is really well written, and it's not that he's a bad guy. Not okay, well, I think that's it for questions about the book. I could talk about it forever, but I will try to stay disciplined.